Hello YouTube. I'm replacing old carpets in this room with some hardwood flooring. And the important part before doing that is to make sure that your floor is flat. It doesn't have to be like level, but at least flat. Otherwise, your hardwood floor will be wavy, which is not nice. So this is 40 years old house. So nothing is straight here. There are no straight lines. And you can see the same about the floor. So I put my straight edge, which is, this is fairly small room. It's about 3 by 3. And you can see it's neither level and nor flat. That big is there is about 7 mil at the tip, which is quite a lot. So it's not an easy task to make it level. One solution could be just to flood it with the concrete self-leveler that's designed for wooden chipboard underflooring. But again, due to the amount of variations, I probably had to flood, up to 7 mil thickness, which is quite a lot of material, quite a lot of leveler. The leveler itself is quite expensive, and the process is more tricky than people make it look on YouTube, and that based on my past experience. So another problem with the leveler that if to do that for this room, I'll probably need about 100 to 120 kilos of leveler, and that creates a heatsink that's going to make my floors more cold. So I'd like to minimize the amount of leveler I need to use. And there can be two situations here. So one, your room can look like a well, and then you have a straight edge long enough. You can just go around the edges of the well like a puddle, right? Around the edges of the puddle and drag it along to put just enough leveler to fill the puddle. In my situation here, it's different. So my room has a hump. This is here a hump, which I planed already. And the wall, and the floor goes down on both sides to different degrees. So the way I found to tackle it, because I need a straight reference to drag my edge to feel the puddles around it, right? So what I'm doing is that I'm planing the hump to make it flat and level. And then when I can pour the leveler just at the sides, right? And feel the gaps, right? So now it's level. Then I put it down. There is still a notable gap here, right? But then I have my reference. So when I pour the leveler over there, I can just drag it along using my flat hump as a reference, and which will result in minimal amounts of leveler and will reduce the heatsink effect and make this whole job much easier. So based on, that's my second room. I struggled a lot with leveling the first one, so hopefully with this one it will go better having this approach. Another problem with having a thick level of leveler is that because I'm going to nail my floor, both glue and nail it. And the leveler, while it's like a special type of leveler that doesn't particularly crack when you put the staples and the flooring staples in it, it doesn't hold the staples. So if you would, need to kind of press it together tightly to avoid crevices between the boards, the thicker the leveler, the less hold your nails are gonna have. And that's why, again, that's another reason to minimize the leveler. So again, my idea is if you have a relatively small room with very uneven floors, plane the high spots with your planer, and then find your straight, a piece of, straight reference, which you can drag your straight edge against and use the minimal amount of leveler to fill the puddles, the deep spaces around it. And that should be it. And of course use the primer and all the other technology which comes with applying the leveler the proper way. Hope it helps. Okay, so I did the pour by screeding, again using this central central patch as a reference flat plane. And after it dried out, I did a bit of sanding to help with the feather edging of the edges, and I also had a bit of high spots here, sort of like when the wave went down, so I had to grind them. You can see the grinder marks, but overall the result is good. You know, if from this edge I had really deep recess towards the wall, now it's very decent. Looks like a nice, looks like a skating rink. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with the results. It's not perfect, but neither it needs to be. You know, it's a floor, and it's going to be flooring boards on top with layer of glue, which I'm going to provide another, you know, cushioning and space to smooth things out. Of course, this method is only good if you want to level it in one direction. So across the room now it's relatively flat, but of course if I put my straight edge along the other wall, it's not bad, but you see it's tapering down towards the end. So yeah, not perfect, but again, it's a floor, it's not a lab, and it's much better than it was before. That edge over there went really all the way down. I had more than 7 mil gap, and my floor would have been wavy if I left it as is. So time versus effort versus result, I think I'm pretty good here on 80% of result in 20% of the time. Tools wise, yeah, so we need a straight edge, which is really good. Spike roller, you know, just Google it, to level the leveler. And for finishing stuff, you need a shock vac. You must have shock vac. This R2D2 thing, I have it for many years and it works amazing. And for sanding, I use this Bosch version of Festool Rotex. It's what it's called. It's a cryptic name. Yeah, Get 75. So yeah, just get it. This tool is amazing. I call it Grizzly, and dust extraction is spectacular. Now, if you need to grind like I had here, you need. And it's a diamond wheel. You can't really sand concrete like you can here and there to smooth the edge, but you'll go through the pads like every 60 seconds. And to remove any substantial amounts, like flattening things here, as I had to, you can see it's quite a considerable amount of material I had to remove, maybe a couple of mils. It will take forever with sanding. So yeah, you need a diamond cup. So I just got myself an ankle grinder. Again, the Bosch, the corded ones in Australia come with 6-year warranty, and it's like 95 bucks or something. And the cup is another 40, and I think for 70 I got the shroud. The shroud I highly recommend. Otherwise, particularly in such a small room, you'll just be like sitting in a cloud of dust. You'll barely see a thing. Dust gonna be just about everywhere. Shroud takes about, I'd say, 80 to 90% of the dust into the shock vac. So much less mess, and you can actually see what you do, which is a big bonus. So yeah, this is like a very cheap setup, but does wonders. I mean, plenty of meat on the cup still, and it should last. Yeah, and for example, so this is the box of the Bosch Rotex, and it was here all the way while I was doing all the concrete of the leveler finish touch-ups, and I can draw my finger, and you can see there is not a lot of dust in relative terms compared how much this is the amount of dust. So yeah, compared to considering the fact I was grinding and sanding concrete here, this is a very small amount, so I'm happy with that. And yeah, dust extraction is the way to go. And of course the mask. Yeah, with all the dust extraction, you don't really want to breathe any concrete dust in. Alright, so the next step is putting some flooring finally. Let the fun begin.